Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this platform on the 9th Symposium. I'm Lieutenant Jai, member of the Navy's Communication Unit. It's a privilege and an honor to welcome on this set Vice Admiral Monde, LOBESE, Chief of Staff of the South African Navy. Sir, welcome and thank you for granting us this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to be here in Senegal, this time attending this symposium. I'm happy that my meeting with Admiral Sene, after we met in 2023 for the very first time in the USA, where we agreed that we'll visit each other. Last year I hosted the Sea of Africa Symposium in South Africa, and I invited him and he honored my presentation. So I couldn't resist this time around to reciprocate our agreement that we took then in the USA. I'm here today and I'm happy. I feel at home being here in Senegal, though it is my first time to be in this part of the world.
Thank you, sir. You just mentioned the close relationship you have with Admiral Sen. It's a great pleasure for us to welcome you in Dakar as well. So, Admiral, you are one of the distinguished guests here at the 9th Symposium. What is the current state naval cooperation between the South African Navy and globally with the countries of the Gulf of Guinea?
The cooperation that we have between the countries within the Gulf of Guinea, I would say it is solid. We've got various defense committee agreements that, and as well as we normally hold staff talks with various partners within the Gulf of Guinea. Gulf of Guinea to us, it is a strategic region for South Africa. At the end of the day, we're all Africans. So the maritime security threat that is taking place within the Gulf of Guinea, it is a major concern to us as South Africa. So we are cooperating with lots of countries. In some we are providing training. In some we have defense industry participation. So we do indeed have various agreements within the Gulf of Guinea states, and from where I stand, based even on the resolution that we took during the Sea of Africa Symposium, was that we need to strengthen and intensify the cooperation within our regions as well as the African continent. Africa today is faced with various challenges. We're such a rich country as a continent, but it is said that we are poor, something that I don't agree with, you see. So we need to consolidate the resources that we have as a continent and make sure that we capacitate our regional bodies, our individual countries, so that we can be able to provide an effective and sustainable maritime defense for the entire continent. So, and we can only do that if we cooperate amongst ourselves and then sort out as ourselves as the region as well as a continent. So we took made plus minus 16 resolutions during the Sea of Africa Symposium. The two critical ones that I can think of for now is this intensification of the regional cooperation, as well as coming up with African solutions. You see, gone are the days where as Africans we must be dictated to by our partners that are coming from outside of the continent to come up with the solutions. Africa is a rich continent, not just on resources, on human resources as well, and we've got the brains to come up with African solutions. We do not need, yes, we do need to partner, but we must be at the forefront of the solutions that we want as the continent, not to be dictated to and to allow ourselves to be led by friends that are coming outside of the continent. So we must take the lead as the continent to come up with our regional and continental solutions. Even now, during the last session, the fact that was one thing that was emphasized was that we don't have the resources. You see, in the morning, it was said that there's plus or minus 4,000 ships that leave this region with the resources. Those ships, they don't go around, leave this region empty. They come here to extract the resources that belong to this region. So it cannot therefore be said that this region is poor. All that we need as chiefs of navies is to speak with our political principals to make sure that we convince them to understand what is this sea blindness that exists within our political principles need to come to an end. You see, our political principles must understand the value and the reason why we must have navies within the region as well as within the continent, so that we are able to provide stable, effective, and sustainable maritime defense. And that cannot come from heaven. It will be done by us as seafarers, as naval personnel. Politicians must just give us the necessary resources that are required for us to be able to effect a stable maritime defense.
Thank you, sir, for your answer. You brought up some really interesting points. You talk about cooperation, you talk about partnership, and also you mentioned the solution we have to implement to tackle the threats we have in common. And this will lead me to my next question. Do you believe that establishing a collective maritime security mechanism, bringing together all the states along the African-Atlantic coast, is a relevant and achievable goal?
You see, I'm a follower of football as well as rugby in South Africa, which consists plus minus 11 or 12 players and then 15 players in rugby. No one player can actually win a game. You always have to play as a team. So maritime defense of any country, especially of a region, cannot be achieved by an individual state. We always have to work together as a team. The issues of interoperability, common platforms for a region, common platform for a continent, interchange of training amongst ourselves, that will actually assist us as Africans to be a strong nation, and a strong continent, if we all work together and not allow that each country will work in silos. We must always work as a team. So regional cooperation amongst ourselves is what will actually bring prosperity and success to what we want to achieve. When I was in Ghana last year, if not year before last, I spoke about the philosophy of Sisonke, meaning that we are together. You see, we need to make sure that working together we can do more. If we work as individuals, we cannot provide an effective and sustainable maritime defense, because some countries within the region as well as within the continent, we don't have the same power in terms of the resources, the maritime platforms that are required for us to provide an effective and sustainable maritime defense. So therefore, we need to cooperate. A country that does not have platforms at sea must not worry about that, knowing that no, Senegal is there to provide support in terms of maritime defense of that, because an injury to one is an injury to all. So we need to make sure that we cooperate and share the resources that we have as a region, as a continent, to make sure that we provide an effective and sustainable maritime defense. So there's no country that can actually succeed in the battle against piracy and illegal trafficking and so forth. Because if there are drugs that come to Senegal, Senegal might be a route to Gabon, you see, and so forth. So we must make sure that we strengthen our resources to come up with and make sure that Gabon does not suffer the effects of drug trafficking, human trafficking, illicit, you name all these things, So let's make sure that as a region, we cooperate and work together as a team.
Now to my final question, sir. How would you evaluate your participation in this symposium and globally your stay in Dakar?
As I've said in the beginning, this is my first time coming to Senegal, and this is not the last time. I really feel privileged and honored to have been invited by Admiral Sene to be here. My participation and presence here in this symposium actually put into practice what the vision and the undertaking that we've made as African Chiefs of Navies, that we need to always to be together, you see. So coming here, it's actually one step in the right direction to put into forward that no, we need to come up to put into practice the philosophy that was put by our political principles then of African Renaissance. You see, African solutions by Africans. We can only do that if we sit together as African Chiefs of Navies to come up with these solutions, not wait to be dictated to by so-called outsiders or friends, if I may say. So, for me, sitting in South Africa would not assist that, because South Africa also relies on the resources that come from this region for our prosperity. So, I must be here visible to assist the region to make sure that we come up with clear policies and strategies and plans that will take us through as the continent. So my presence here really is of great value, and I appreciate Admiral Sene for inviting me here, and I feel honored to be here in Senegal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and the valuable insight you shared with us. It was a great pleasure for me to have you here on this site.
Thank you very much.